Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. We'll start off with comments from President of Baseball Operations, Chris Young.
Thank you, Rich. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for being here on a really special day for the Rangers organization as we announce the signings of our top 3 picks of the 2026 amateur draft. I'd like to start by welcoming Gio, Connor, and Brody to the Rangers family, as well as their families who are here today in support. So, I say this every year, but it's a really special day for our organization. The draft is a fun time of year where we infuse a lot of talent into our organization, but it's not just about the talent alone when we make our selections. It's about the character of the players and the fit for our organization and what we believe are championship caliber people as well as players. And I think that our scouting department, Kip, Josh Boyd, Adam Lukowitz, our R&D department, everybody else who contributed to our process this year really helped us have a successful draft in that regard. And so I say this, we could not be more excited about the talent and the character of this group right here. We believe that they're going to be the next leaders within our organization and help us in our quest towards our next World Series championship. So with that, we'll turn it over to Kip if you have anything to say, and we'll answer questions. So thank you.
Very excited. Great day for the Texas Rangers. A lot of hard work went into selecting these 3, and can't thank our group enough that all the time and effort that was put into, on the ground floor from our area scouts to all the analytic people and all the collaboration we had within departments that put us in position to make these 3 selections, and very excited about them. And these guys are going to be great Rangers, and they're excited to be here, and the families are here, and it's a great day to be a Texas Ranger. So
let's put the hats on, stand up, and do the photo real quick if we can.
Stand up.
These chairs are
Tight hold back.
Straight back in the middle, Arizona.
We good?
Smile, Gio.
Good.
Congratulations. You are going to pass me. Yeah, Gio, congrats. Yeah, Connor, congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice, Evan. I think it is, yeah.
All right, any questions?
All right, so for the 3 of you, what's the last week been like, realizing now that you're professional baseball players?
Really quickly, will you guys introduce yourselves, please, so
yeah.
they know who you are
Jeff
and
Wilson,
with whom you're
DLS Sports. Do you remember that question?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Do we need a microphone or no? Well, this last week for me has been just so surreal. It's been my dream since I was 4 years old. Just been putting in the hard work. I mean, daily, with my brother, my family to support me, and I mean, just finally did it. I grabbed a dream. That's all.
You want me to go?
I would say mine's very similar to Gio. I've been wanting to be a professional baseball player for my entire life since I was 3 years old. I just always loved the baseball field and everything. And then, hearing my name called, especially by an organization that does so well and also in my position and circumstance right now knows that I'm probably going to recover the best here. It just means so much to me. But for the last week, I've really just been trying to enjoy life to the most, knowing that, tomorrow I'm going to be in Phoenix, but that last week I was able to just be with my friends and just kind of live that last bit of childhood until I get into professional baseball.
Everybody's been asking me if it feels real because I've been telling my parents, my coaches, everything like that it still doesn't feel real. And I think 2 hours ago after I signed my contract, my mom asked me if it finally feels real, and I said yeah, just because it, like they said, it's a surreal feeling. It's a surreal moment. I mean, after I heard my name get picked on the TV, it felt like yesterday where I was a 6-year-old boy hitting off a tee in my backyard, and my dad was yelling at me not to roll over or pop up. And so it just it's an awesome feeling, and this past week has been amazing.
Hi guys, congratulations. I'm Evan Grant from the Dallas Morning News. Question for you, Connor, first. Heard in the days leading up to the draft just how much you would impress the Rangers during a workout up here. What do you remember about that workout, and what kind of impression did you want to leave them with?
Yeah, there was a lot of guys there. I mean, pretty much every guy that the Rangers had on their draft board was there, right? And it was the best BP round I have ever hit in my life. The best 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, I don't think I missed the barrel, and I was just having a good time. Earlier in the spring, I had lunch with Kip, and I got to show my personality a little bit. I love talking, and just being around the Rangers guys and being an Austin guy where the AAA team is in my backyard basically, I just felt like it was the right decision. Like I needed to be on the Rangers, and I would have been okay being on any other team, but this was, I feel like, the best decision they could have made, and it just feels awesome.
So, the question that comes with every guy from Texas, like, did you grow up a Ranger fan, and did you want to impress them because you wanted to be here?
I actually didn't. So my first sport was hockey, so I grew up a hockey fan.
Okay.
But I was born in California, so I never really had a baseball team to root for while I was growing up. But I always kept track of the Rangers, of the Astros, of the Giants, and everything like that. But I wasn't a fan growing up, to say the least.
CY, we talked to Kip about this last week during the draft, but you're sitting here next to 3 high school kids. There's a long-term play here. I was wondering if you could talk to that a little bit, because this team has, for the most part, under your tenure, gone college guys. I know Gavin Feen last year was a high school hitter, but what does that mean to you to the long-term play?
Yeah, Evan, really, we haven't had a hard and fast draft philosophy, whether college or high school. It's been more about finding the right talents and the right people for our organization. And this year it lined up to where we felt 3 of the top talents in the draft were high school players. And the point at which we picked, we had access to drafting these 3 guys. And so, we did a great job from a process standpoint. I do believe that this is a great opportunity in today's game, developmentally, for high school players coming in. The game is very young. Development is better than ever. I think that we are well positioned to help these guys realize their dreams. And I think that our development on the big league side speaks to that with the number of first rounders and high draft picks that we have in the big leagues right now. So these guys are unbelievably talented, but they're also great workers. They're great competitors. They have the intangibles, and it's our job to help get them to the major leagues. And we feel confident this is the right group to get there.
Sean McFarland, Dallas Morning News. For Kip or CY, I mean, you guys talk so much about makeup and how important that is in the evaluation process. Just in the time that we've been able to talk to these guys, I feel like a personality does shine through with them. I'm curious, how did the makeup evaluation part of this process go with these guys, and kind of what stands out to them on that front?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak to, the starting with the area guys, Tommy Duenas, who's the area guy for Gio, Tyler Carroll, the area guy for Brody, and first-year scout Connor Comeau was the area guy for Connor. And just the work they did to put us in position to know these guys as players first, but as people second. And we feel like the work they did and the stuff we did add on to that, as far as getting around them, meeting their families, etc., that we do in our process, enabled us to set these guys apart, so to speak.
I feel like going back to last draft, you guys have picked a lot of physically large players. I think last year with AJ Russell and Jack Wheeler, and then these 3 guys were all pretty big dudes. I mean, I know size is a part of pro sports, obviously, but is there anything more to philosophy about going after larger players, I guess?
I mean, there was a lot of guys that weren't large players that we were on this year. It just didn't work out. We talked about in our draft process a lot of those players, and it just worked out. We got 3 large guys that we really like. So, it could have been a little different story in another year or 2. It's not something we set out to that's what we're doing, take large guys now.
Yeah, and Sean, just to elaborate on that, it's one of the beauties of baseball is that players come in all shapes and sizes, and you can have Aaron Judge and Jose Altuve on the same field with similar skill sets in certain ways. So we don't, again, have a hard and fast rule. I think the game is physical. Players today are, more developed than ever. Earlier, they've got access to training facilities and regiments that are improved from where even I was 20 years ago. It's just the game has evolved. But no, we didn't specifically say we're only drafting big players.
Hey, Brody. You mentioned your circumstances. What's the latest with your circumstances?
I had a consultation with Keith Meister, the head medical doctor today. He's the best doctor in the country, and from the readings, it said I have to just get a full recon, and that's kind of what was expected. That's kind of what was foretold for me before, but I'm just kind of excited to finally get the surgery go down. It's just a scar on my body. I don't think it's going to really mean anything more than that, and I get to come back after 12 months stronger and working, being better than ever. I think so. I'm not too concerned with my circumstance right now, but.
And then the guy next to you is taller than you, which doesn't happen a lot for you probably.
I think he's got me, Jeff.
But you guys were also selected 89th. You're both pitchers. You both played basketball in high school. Have you become aware of those circumstances? And Chris, what do you think of those circumstances?
Well, I'll start. I was aware that I was the 89th pick. I was aware that we were checking Brody with the 89th pick, which I found really, really neat. But I think most importantly, what I love about Brody and Gio and Connor that remind me of when I was a high school or a college athlete is the competitive spirit, the self-belief, the confidence, and the ambition and desire to be successful. And those are the things that really stand out to me about these players. It's what I think as an organization drew us towards these players, and ultimately it's what's going to define their success in this game. And for that, I'm really excited to watch them grow and to realize their potential. But the parallels are really, really neat. I wish I was left-handed and I wish I threw 100 like both these guys, but nonetheless, I got more than I deserved.
Brody, Kennedy Landry, MLB.com. I know we talked to you on draft night, and it seems like you've obviously come to terms with the surgery that you need to have, but did it still mean a lot to you that the Rangers obviously saw a lot in you to take you where they did and to set you off on this journey as well?
Yeah, I think it meant so much to get taken by the Rangers. They are invested in me, and I am so excited to fully invest my time and all my effort into them because, it's big taking a swing on an 18-year-old who's going to need a second surgery. But to be honest, they probably have, they work with the best doctor in the country, and they have the best rehab facilities in the country, I think. And, the plan that has been drawn out for me, I think is going to be the best possible plan for me. So I'm very, very thankful for it, and I hope I can repay the favor later.
Gio, Laura Stickles, I'm with Rangers Sports Network. I read somewhere that when you moved to Florida, you were worried about going to Stoneman Douglas because you were worried that you wouldn't play. At what point did you find that confidence, and how did you find that confidence?
So, going there, brand new world to me. But it was really just the senior class that year. I got to give him props, and I got to give props to my best friend, Lorenzo. He's been there since I got there. But really, kind of going into that program, I knew there was a standard, very high standard. I got to fill in the big shoes that were there prior. But really going into it and facing some of the best hitters in South Florida at the time, you kind of builds character, when you get slapped around a little bit. But when you go out there and compete and have fun and, make those best hitters look silly sometimes, makes you laugh on the mound. That's where I kind of got the smile, is when I started to be a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable where I'm at, to where I'm able just to, sit there and have fun and do the thing I do every day, which is baseball. I mean, went out there every day with a smile, come out there with the best moves. Sometimes, you got to run a lot, and oh my gosh. But you got to get through it, and you got to put a smile on your face and just have fun. It's baseball.
That's such a special program, too. Are there any alums that have reached out to you after the draft to congratulate you?
Mr. Lizardo himself. Rizzo was there as well. Big parts of the program. And means a lot, especially for those two, to reach out and give me a little congratulations.
Brody, just a couple things. You mentioned you're going to go to Arizona tomorrow, so you'll go do an onboarding thing in Arizona before you have surgery?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
do you have a date yet scheduled for surgery? Will that be next week?
I do not have a date set right now
Okay.
because we just had the consultation, and then Meister's assistant was like, "We'll reach out. We'll let you know. They'll let the Rangers know. I'll learn."
In the process leading up to the draft, I know lots of things kind of twist and turn, but you had contact with the Rangers. They have made a practice almost out of drafting guys who need surgery, putting them in Meister's hand, and then rehabbing. Did they present that to you as like this is a real asset that we have for you?
Not necessarily. I feel like, especially knowing, I feel like if that was at the combine, they would have definitely like let me know and knew everything about Meister. But to be honest, when I was committed to Texas and they were on the phone with me, they were like, "Yeah, you'll love Meister. You'll love his rehab process." And then my agent calls me and says the Rangers are super interested. It just was kind of funny knowing that the team that the college that I was supposed to go to was saying that Meister was so amazing and had such a great rehab plan for me, and knowing that now I get to just do that with an MLB organization makes it all that much better.
CY, just one last question for you on this, on the business element again, and I know we don't know how anything's going to come out, but at least one proposal has been made that that next year high school players won't be eligible for the draft. That you went so heavy on high school players this year. Does it create any kind of, do you feel like it creates any kind of advantage for you in the next year or two?
Yeah, Evan, I've given it no thought. Okay. Yeah, I can't give you an educated response. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Gio and Connor, when's the last time you guys did something baseball-wise? Like, when's the last time you threw a bullpen? Maybe you're hitting all the time, I don't know. But your season's been over for a while.
Last time I threw was my state championship game. That was like touch the ball, really. So, yeah.
I've also taken a break after the combine. I've just been enjoying my time down, golfing with my family and with my friends, and just staying healthy. Still working out and all the extra stuff, but just taking a break away from the game.
Yeah, I think that's normal now that the draft's
I haven't
in
had a
July.
break though, Jeff.
I saw you the other day with your granddaughter, so you had a break one day. So what's the plan for them to go to Arizona?
Yeah, they're just going to get, do our onboarding process over there and get them familiar with how we do things with the Rangers and do a lot of baseline testing and, there'll be maybe some on-field things, but, that's to be determined. So we're just going to slow play it a little bit.
Hey, Connor, you're a 6'4", left-handed hitting shortstop. The Rangers have a pretty good 6'4", left-handed hitting shortstop. Just curious if you watched Corey Seager at all growing up. Was he a guy you emulated at all? And thoughts on those similarities?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I love getting compared to tall, athletic, lanky, left-handed hitting guys. See it all the time. Cody Bellinger is another guy that I've been related to, but yeah, he's awesome. And hopefully I'll get to follow in his footsteps, maybe get some words of wisdom from him on how his process was, but yeah, he's a great guy.
Anything else?
Shocker.
Another one for Evan.
Hi, Kip.
Hi, Evan. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you.
Do you have 2 draft picks still unsigned in the top 10?
No.
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 Okay. So you've agreed with your other picks?
I'd rather not. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. That's all we needed was a yes.
It's all done.
All good. Okay. Thank you. That makes. See, look how clear that is.
One in the back.
Smile.
Jamie.
Todd's going to ask a question? What do you got, Todd?
Yeah, Jamie Newberg with the Newberg Report. I got a question for Connor. So I'm sure you talk to scouts from just about every team or close to it. I want to ask you about your scout here, Connor Piotto. How big was it for you, aside from the Canada connection, that less than a year ago he was living the life that you're about to embark on as a ball player?
Yeah, his resources going through this process was amazing. I mean, I got to talk with him about his experience and how he dealt with failure, and then also sharing his childhood with me. Being able to open up a little bit about that was amazing for me and my family in my eyes. And like you said, it was his first year. He didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. But he's just an awesome resource that I was able to have throughout this whole process. And I can't wait to golf with him sometime soon.
All right, we'll end it there. Thanks, everyone. We're going to move over for photos here on the side, please.